So we're going to begin Beetlejuice August 20th, which is, as of the recording of this video, 6 days away. We got to see the trailer today, and honestly, he looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, nail on the head, as usual, with the references, the feel of the character, the look of them, the way they move, the way their moves interact with the opponent. Everything about that, top notch. Love to see it. I feel like when they do, the full release of Beetlejuice, they'll probably do an announcement, kind of like what they did with Agent Smith, like a day or two before he comes out. Most likely then they're going to tease, whoever the next person's going to be, kind of like how they did with Jack when they were doing the Agent Smith reveal. I'm guessing Powerpuff Girls just because that's what makes sense as of right now. But they could throw a swerve at us. Honestly, I'm kind of hoping for a swerve. Like, Beetlejuice kind of appearing at the end of the Samurai Jack trailer was awesome, because we knew Beetlejuice was coming at some point. We just didn't know when. We had no idea what the timeline for him was, and then all of a sudden, boom, appears in the Jack video, and we're hype. I know that the leaking community kind of makes it a little bit more difficult, but just continuing to see them be able to surprise us with any new information that they reveal. So mainly what I want to talk about right now is just how excited I am to see that Warner Brothers has officially acquired Player First Games as a official game publisher subsidiary of Warner Brothers. And on top of that, it also seems like they are selling off a lot of their shares. I don't know if they're getting rid of it completely, but it seems like they are in a big way moving away from Warner Brothers Games being a main publisher for Warner Brothers as a whole. And I think with what we saw happen with the Suicide Squad game, that's for the best. I really feel like Warner Brothers Games has not been a true game studio for a long time. I feel like their only notable achievement has really ever been the Arkham Knight series. Those games are great, and there are a couple of other Warner Brothers games that can be fun, but as far as their reputation goes, it is in just hell, honestly. There's very few game publishers that have worse reputations than Warner Brothers games. So this is a huge positive move that shows that Warner Brothers is self-aware of their situation, their place in the landscape of entertainment at the time. And honestly, I like it, because I've always loved Warner Brothers as a company as far as their ability to produce high-quality content. There are so many movies that are connected to this production company that, honestly, people in this game community don't even realize is a part of the Warner Brothers, core family of franchises and intellectual properties that they own. So there is a lot of things that they can surprise us with. I know that we've already kind of gotten leaks about it, but most people really didn't realize that Ruby was owned by Warner Brothers through the association of the music and their the production company Rooster Teeth being a Warner Brothers company that has been since defunct. So now everything Rooster Teeth owned is now just property of Warner Brothers. That includes Red versus Blue, by the way, so, that's funny. Honestly, it just shows us that Warner Brothers wants there to be a presence of theirs in the video game industry that is not just a advertising machine for Warner Brothers. The fact that Warner Brothers does not seem like they are changing any of the existing hierarchy or structure of power that is within Player First Games, outside of the fact that those executives are now probably going to have to report to Warner Brothers executives more frequently, as opposed to more or less just earnings reports, because until this merger, Warner Brothers was effectively just investing in Player First Games, giving them, chunks of money to pay their staff and to get, the resources for them to be able to acquire the voice actors and, giving them the rights to all of the IPs and everything along those lines. So really, at this point, we are seeing exciting things happen for this game. If you're a fan of it, you should be excited. If you aren't a fan of it, you should maybe consider giving it a check back in a couple months, because we still haven't seen too many implemented changes because of these extra resources. But I expect that by the end of 2024, this game is going to be in a prime position to be one of the, top performing games of the year, regardless of whatever metric you want to use to classify that with. Let me just talk about what I want to be doing myself going into the future as far as this channel, all of my content streams, everything that I want to be doing as far as being a content creator, being a competitor for this game, and balancing my work-life balance, everything. I want to be the best competitive MultiVersus player that I can be. I want to be the best Rick main in the world. That is a genuine goal that I have. And I know there are a lot of great players like Wolfsight, Ruthless, B-Hands, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a ton of other great guys. Oh, Daquan. I always forget Daquan. I'm sorry, Daquan. But that is my goal right now, to be recognized amongst that group of incredible players as being the best main of this character. Yeah, I got a lot of proving to do. We got a lot of tournaments to compete in and that we need to start grinding in. I want to start competing in Frosty Versus regularly. I want to get into as many of these weekly tournament series as I can possibly get myself into. But unfortunately, going back to my work-life balance, I have a lot of hours that I need to work right now. And it's not even just because my job needs me to work these hours. I need to work these overtime hours so that I can make my bills and so that I can continue to live the lifestyle that my family needs me to continue to provide. And it's not exactly a luxurious lifestyle. It's putting food on the table and making sure that we can cover bills and cover the expenses for the cafe that we run. So, not astronomical by any means, but it is a significant portion of my day, every day. Being at work, focusing on the job, it's tiring. It's hard to come home and jump straight onto stream, but I am really trying to just build up the mental fortitude to be able to just continue to grind, whether it's being at work, being on stream, or doing whatever it is as far as content creation. I want to be everywhere, and I want to be doing as much as I can do. Throwing in other content, as well as MultiVersus, I love One Piece and everything that it's doing right now. It's becoming probably the most popular franchise on the planet. If it's not already, it probably will be within the next 2 years by the time the Netflix live action gets to any part of Alabasta. Anything beyond that, I think it's going to dominate. Once the Wit Studio Netflix remake of the anime comes out, I'm going to be all over that. I have not caught up to the manga in almost a year at this point, which means that I've probably got 30 to 40 chapters, maybe more, that I need to grind through. I would love to do that on stream. The NFL season is going to be picking up soon, so I consider myself an amateur sports bettor. I'll be putting out bet slips for anybody to be able to copy. Any of my bet slips are not financial advice. I do not encourage anybody to put any type of money on any type of recommendation that I give, but if you do think that I might know what I'm talking about, I will be posting my picks for free. So, that's on you. I love anime and I love manga. I would love to just start getting back into the community and experiencing all the great shows and stories that have been coming out over the past decade that I really have not involved myself with really at all. Honestly, the last anime that I really let myself fall in love with was My Hero Academia, and I got burned on that one. So, I mean, not by the show. Not by the show. At the end of the day, the main goal of this channel is going to be just entertaining you guys, and doing that by showing you all of the things that entertain me. So, if you are here and you're watching this video and you've made it this far, I really deeply appreciate the support, and hopefully you're willing to stick around for what I've got in store. So please let me know if you have any recommendations for anything you'd like to see from me. I of course want this place to be a place where I can just freely express myself however I feel I need to, but I also want this to be a space where anybody can express themselves however they need to. I don't want anybody to be rude, but I definitely want my community to be a place where you can say what is on your mind and not be afraid of people shunning you for an opinion, whether or not they feel like they might need to debate you on that opinion. That is a big thing that I think is missing from culture nowadays, is just healthy debate. We don't need to always get along and agree, but we don't need to hate each other because we don't agree. And in fact, loving sports has taught me that more than anything else in my life. And for all the people that think sports is stupid and meaningless, sports has taught me how to have heated debates over discussions that I vehemently disagreed with another person on without ever letting that debate or that opinion form my overall perspective of that individual. I can have a heated argument over whether or not Tom Brady really is the greatest quarterback of all time and get to the point where we're effectively in a shouting match and still respect each other and each other's opinions at the end of the discussion. That is something that I think is missing from so many aspects of our community and just overall society nowadays. I want that back. So, always feel free to disagree here. Always feel free to criticize. Always feel free to speak your mind. But always be respectful. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.